1045 The Team, it's Levack Goz here with you, and joining us on the phone lines, he's the co-host of the morning show, Howard and Jeremy on WGR 550, home of the Buffalo Bills. Jeremy White joins us, and Jeremy, let's get into that matchup last week. Bills-Broncos, the play towards the end of the game, Tyrod Taylor and Von Miller, personal foul called on Von Miller. How have Bills fans reacted to that play that helped Buffalo win that game?
Well, you're asking me, I think it was one of the cheesiest calls I've ever seen in my life. But it happens. I mean, Tyrod said after the game that he and Von Miller are actually friends. And if you go back and watch the highlight, what you see is Von Miller pulls that routine on a friend of his, really. And Tyrod's smiling and kind of points to the official. And, you know, Taylor didn't take great offense to it. And then when the official threw the flag, I think Tyrod's smile got a little bit bigger. So it was one of a number of plays that ultimately went the Bills' way. They got a bunch of breaks in that game. That's not to say they didn't deserve it. I think they were the better team. But, there was a couple of big drops from the Broncos. Just big mistakes. One of the touchdowns the Bills got was deflected off of one receiver to another. So, you caught a couple of breaks, and that might have been the biggest one, because at that spot in the game, it most certainly was not over, and it made a big difference. How
did Tyrod react to it in the postgame? Did he kind of own up to it, like, that's my buddy, or it was more like, what am I supposed to do?
No, he said he was his friend. Yeah, they're friends, and I don't know if it was that they trained together or that they've just hung out together in the off season. But yeah, it was a bit of a happy to take that call, and Von Miller owned up to it too, saying like he can't put his team in that position. So I think the whole thing. My favorite thing about it was if that's your team and your team loses like that, you've got some fans that are going to be mad at the player, and you got a lot of fans that are going to be mad at the refs. I would have been upset with the refs because that's ridiculous. We hear all the time people complain that these players are too buddy-buddy. What happened to rivalry? And he didn't push him down. He just gives him the old, okey doke, the old, too slow, and a 15-yard penalty. Like, if you think about it, that's the same penalty if he had tried to decapitate him with the crown of his helmet. Right. Same distance. And sometimes I think the league is just so foolish with taunting and stuff like that. It's a league that likes to, talk about how tough it is, and you got to be so tough. And then somebody made you feel bad, and you got to give them a 15-yard penalty.
The Bills are 2-1 right now. There could be one play away that this team's 3-0. Why has this team been so successful so quickly with first-year head coach Sean McDermott?
Their defense. They're one play from 3-0. I mean, that one play wouldn't have happened if Carolina had hit their one play on the previous possession. Cam Newton missed a wide-open Christian McCaffrey. So anybody telling you that about the Bills is being very selective. I don't think a lot of teams would like maybe one play back. But it's about the defense. The defense was good enough against the Jets. It was very good against Carolina, and it was very good against Denver, too. So this defense has surprised a lot of people. They totally overhauled their secondary. We didn't know anybody coming in, really, and didn't know what to expect. And it has been lights out. It's been very good. So the secondary's on point. The defensive line, as expected, is up to it. And even the linebackers, which were a big-time question mark. This defense seems to be on the same page, and everyone kind of pulling in the same direction, and that's going to keep them in a lot of games. I don't think the 2-1 is a fluke, and I don't think it's a big stretch to say that, as the season goes along, they'll be in games just because of that defense.
It's Levack Goz here with you on 1045 The Team, and joining us on the phone lines, he's a co-host for the morning show on WGR 550. Jeremy White joins us, and I feel like every time I talk to a Buffalo Bill insider, I ask him the same question, and no one's been able to figure it out yet. Maybe you got the answer for me. Who's the number one wide receiver on the Buffalo Bills this season?
Yeah, they don't have one.
Okay.
I guess it's Jordan Matthews. They really don't. They really don't have one. And, whether or not this passing offense can do what they did this past weekend, if they can do it every game, that remains to be seen. It's certainly not exactly a safe bet. The thing about the Bronco game that might have Bills fans excited, and with good reason, is that their run game got shut down. Nothing was working in the run, and Tyrod was still able to throw the ball. It's not really the way that it's been around here. Usually you shut down the run, you have to rely on Taylor, and it's not really going to work all that well. Well, Taylor might have had his best game as a Bill. He threw it all over the field. It was not dink and dunk. It was not one read and scramble. He was very, very good against Denver. And I think Denver kind of came away surprised by a number of things. One, how much Tyrod could do against them, and the Bills' defense. But the receiving core, I don't have a ton of faith in it. I don't know if they can beat anybody in man coverage. And if playing the proper zone, depending on the game plan, like Tyrod can struggle with that too. So
it's a no-name core. I would say as the Bills head to the offseason, no matter what happens this year, receiver is a top 2, top 3 need. You know, as much as Bills fans want a quarterback, if Taylor has a great year, who knows? That could change. The lock of locks is that they will need more talent at receiver. They drafted Zay Jones in the second round. He's had some trouble with some drops. He is looks like a nice player, but a game changer on the outside. They do not have it, and they desperately, even though they are 2-1, I still think they desperately need it.
The Bills look to push that record to 3-1 this weekend. They take on the Atlanta Falcons. What gives them the best chance to pull off the upset against the defending NFC champions?
I don't know. I really don't. If the defense can keep them in a game, you know, we've seen them stop. I think the quarterbacks have gotten progressively better with each week. It opened up with Josh McCown, then go to Cam Newton, and even Trevor Siemian, I think, is playing better than Cam Newton's playing right now. So Siemian had a couple of good games, looked really good, and the Bills frustrated him enough. He missed some plays. They had some drops. You know, this Bills secondary has not yet given up a touchdown pass. However, there have been touchdowns to be had against the Bills defense. No one's actually, you know, punched it in, whether it's a drop in the end zone or a miss to an open receiver or an underthrown ball. They will be giving up. I would say this week it ends. This week they gave up their first passing touchdown of the season. That's their best chance, is, you know, keep the game close with sound defense and don't beat yourself, I guess. I don't think they're going to win. I've got Atlanta as my survivor pick this week. But if they do it, I would imagine it's got to be with defense. I can't really envision this offense getting into a shootout with the likes of the Falcons, who, I mean, their low totals at home or on turf or in a dome are 28 and 31 points. They consistently put up in the 40s. So a track meet, I don't like their chances. The Bills will probably try to run the ball, lead the clock, make it a game where there are as few possessions as possible, and hope that your defense can do the job.
So you don't believe the Bills will win, but I need your help to help me win. I know you were recently married, and congratulations. I'm recently engaged. Help me through this process here, man. The best advice you can give me leading up to my wedding this upcoming summer.
How much time? It's coming up this summer?
June of 2018.
June, okay. Geez. I would say don't worry about the weather forecast until 2 days before, because it changes all the time. Actually, if I'm being honest, I didn't like the weather app that I was using, and I got a much more. I learned that there's a major difference between like the free one that comes on your phone and the ones that you pay for. There's a difference. So now, one of the things I came out away with from my wedding was I know the difference between a good weather app and a bad weather app, and yeah. So good luck on getting good weather. Other than that, I don't know. I just kind of got out of the way. I tried to be as supportive as possible, but I would say this: even if you don't care about something, pick a few things to care about, just because it shows that you're interested. I mean, for me, it was easy. Like whatever you want to. I don't really care.
Well, I appreciate that advice. I'll do my best to follow. He is the morning show host for WGR 550, the flagship station of the Buffalo Bills. Jeremy White. Jeremy, we'll talk again soon, man. Take care. We'll talk again in the near future.
All right, sounds great.